So we've got 9 different zones that we want to focus on hitting. Okay, those are going to be red zones and they're going to be green zones. Everybody's different, but we have to get on the tee so that we can work the 9 zones, which goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. As we work through those, the tee, as you work your tee work, is going to be set in different positions because the outside ball, we don't want to be catching up here. So we've got our numbers set across this way so that we can then work. So there's a few things that we do on our tee drills and soft toss. One, we say, call off the number where you made contact so that we can start understanding where are we making contact in the zone. We start understanding and logging, which is very important, which zones do we hit well. So those would be our green zones. So for instance, the other day, we were working through and my guy hits obviously the 5 and the 2 really well, which he should. It's right down the middle. But he kept thinking that the ball was a 3 or a 6. So he has to adjust his eye and now he has to learn the strike zone. So not only do we have to learn what balls we hit well, so he was seeing it as it was out here. So that's why he kept getting called strike 3s on balls that he thought was outside and they're dead over the white. So it's very important that you take training and take your training to understand where the zone is. Where we could also go with that is we know that he hits the 5, the 2, and the 8 really well. Barrel just finds it. So as a young hitter, he sees a slider come out of a pitcher's hand in a 1 zone, which is here. Well, he gives up on it. Well, he gives up on the ball he hits the best. Because here's the fact, we're looking green zones, we're not looking pitches. If you're going to try to guess every pitch, you're going to be very frustrated. And the other side of it, let's say that I hit the 1 zone is just a red zone. For some reason, I don't hit it well. Well, why would I swing at a fastball that I don't hit well versus a changeup that I don't hit well? Why don't I just work my way into a zone and let it make a mistake in a zone that I hit well? Okay, so whether it's an off-speed pitch, your swing should be able to handle off-speed curveballs. If it can't, now you got a mechanical issue with your swing. There's a lot of things that go into zones of hitting, but you need to know which zone you hit well. Because let's say that you hit, for some reason, that 6 and that 9 zone is where you can live out there and hammer. Well, if it's under 2 strikes and I don't hit this fastball well, in this zone, it's not the pitch that you're not hitting well, it's that zone many times. So even though it's a fastball in a zone I don't hit well, why am I going to waste my first swing on it? Because I don't hit it well. It doesn't matter. Don't look fastball. Don't look this, okay? There's philosophies of look fastballs, adjust to this. That's not what I'm getting into. What I'm getting into is find the zone that you can hammer and then we hunt that zone. Because even if I don't hit a zone well and it's a fastball or something like that, I'm not going to put a good swing on it. It doesn't matter what the pitch is, okay? We want to be chasing zones. So as we get deeper into what are zones, let's take this middle zone here. And I'm a right-handed batter. If that's 90 miles an hour out of his hand, the human eye picks the zone up in 3 miles an hour or more. And then as I move up in the zone, it's another 3. So this 90 mile an hour pitch, when it's up and in to my body and my eye, is now 96. So let's just say that at 90, I can catch up at 90, but much else, I'm physically limited. My swing is not playing at over 90, which is a very possibility in high school baseball. So if I know that I'm having a hard time anything over 90, I need to lay off that inside pitch and start working middle away, because as I go away, the pitch goes down in miles per hour. So if this is 90, this is now 87. And as I come down into here, and we talked about hitting 6 and 9 zones well for some people, 90, come out of zone is 87, down here is 84. So I need to be sitting on pitches that I can, number one, catch up with, zones that I can hit well, and then have a better, smarter at bat. Now, one other thing has come up, and I said, well, I can't hit this pitch well. Well, that is going to probably be called a strike in high school baseball and travel ball anywhere, because be honest, The pros have a hard enough time hitting 17 inches consistently. We'd be at a ball game all day. But if he's consistently out there, guys, that's the strike zone. Quit arguing about it, quit complaining. That's the strike zone that day. But he's most likely not going to call it a baseball off on both sides. Umpires usually pick a side that they like, that they're comfortable with, and that's what they call. If that's the case, just scoot up to the box, one baseball, because that's his strike zone. You have to adjust to what his strike zone is for that day. Quit complaining about it, quit throwing stuff, quit acting like an idiot. Walk out, tap up a little bit more, be smarter, and then you should have practiced this. This shouldn't be a big deal. Okay. The other thing too is, let's say that we hit middle and in better, all right? Well, if I got a 2-strike ball here and I foul it off, I see a lot of guys go, oh. Well, even in the cage, you have to take your mentality to the game. If I only foul this ball off, that's not a bad thing. I don't handle it well. I would rather run up 12 pitches by fouling this pitch off and letting the guy make a mistake back over here. Because even if I put this ball in play, I'm probably not going to do much with it. So it's very important that when you're on your tee work, that you have to take it serious. You have to understand that you're working towards something. Because when you get in the box and you say, well, I didn't have any time to do tee work, you don't get to tell the umpire that and then get another strike. Okay, all your excuses that you use outside, if you can come tell an umpire that that's an excuse and it'll work, then that's a good excuse. But none of them are going to work in a game. So you've got to put more work in here, so when you get to the game, you've got the tools to adjust to their strike zone. Because the fact is, that's the strike zone that day.